Hey punks, welcome back to university. We have another advanced theory course for you today. Today we're going to do an advanced theory on the camp card Obelisk. So let's go through the card here really quick. This is the only camp in the game that will give you 3 cards to start in your hand. The catch, its ability, is you destroy this card before starting the game. So essentially how this works is you pick your 3 camps out of 6. If this is one of those 3, when you reveal it, you get to draw 3 cards to start in your hand plus your other camps, but then it's destroyed. So essentially, instead of having 3 camps available to you, you now start the game with only 2, but 3 cards. So this is always a camp I kind of consider. And we're going to go over the reasons maybe as to why this might be a camp that you would want to pick out of your 3 instead of just assuming this is a really bad card and you don't want it as one of your 3 camps. So one of the benefits of this is, the only benefit is you have 3 cards to start. So where this can kind of help you out is there's some pretty good 0 cost camp cards that you maybe would want to consider as part of your 6. Now, these don't let you draw cards at the beginning of your turn. That's where Obelisk comes in. You can have 1 or 2 really powerful camps and still have a decent hand size for Radlands. You could still have 3 cards, and even though this one is destroyed, the 0 card camps usually always allow you to have some sort of ability to play, whether it's 1 water for a raiders or 2 water for a destroy. So even though you're down at camp, you still have a couple of camps that allow you to interact and play the game with the water that you have available. What I like with Obelisk is to kind of pair it with maybe other camps that give you cards. So for example, you could do something like Supply Depot and then a 1 camp card like Arcade. Well, now instead of just having 3 starting cards in your hand, you get 2 in our example here from Supply Depot and then 1 from Arcade. Well, now you have a starting hand of 6 cards, which can be really powerful to start the game with. It's going to give you a lot of options to play, even more options to have to junk early on or later on in the game. And that's not something that maybe a lot of people think about or consider. Usually, most times, you might be starting the game with 2, 3, maybe 4 cards top. When you consider taking Obelisk, you can really push the limits to your starting hand size, which can be advantageous over the long run of the game. Having this is a game about utilizing your resources to the best of their ability. You have limited resources with your water, limited resources with only drawing 1 card per turn. Starting with 6 cards at the very beginning is a way to really help boost one of your limited resources in the game. One of the few cards besides other camps that kind of combo with Obelisk is if you get this card early, is the Holdout. He has a trait that if you have a destroyed camp, you can play this card in this column for 0. So you have Obelisk at the beginning destroys itself. Maybe you draw Holdout in the first few turns. Wow. You've played a card that has a really good ability for nothing, for 0, which is really nice. Maybe the other early advantage of having an Obelisk is you now only have to protect or guard 2 columns. Whereas when you have 3 open camps early on in the game, it's kind of hard to protect all of them. So you're most likely going to lose a camp early anyway. By starting with 1 down at the very beginning, you now only have 2 columns that you have to worry about protecting those camps. So you have a better chance at protecting them. And when you have some of these really powerful camps early, they can make all the difference. If you can protect Garage for even longer, you can just kind of bombard your opponent with the Raiders. If you have an early catapult or railgun here for this example, you have a way to have constant damage that you can deal to your opponent and keep it on the board a little longer. So those are the pros to Obelisk, and that's why it's one that I always kind of consider. It allows you to have a larger starting hand size potentially than your opponent, and it also gives you one less column to worry about protecting early on. You can really hopefully bolster these two columns and protect these two camps for longer when you have one camp down early. So let me know what you think about Obelisk, maybe in the comments. Is it one that you normally consider? Are there any other combos or cards that you think pair well with it? Let me know. If there's any other camps or cards that you want me to talk about or discuss maybe in a future advanced theory video, also comment that down below. And as always, stay thirsty, punks.